Hi, this is Dave. So here's a serious question. Are you searching for significance? Significance. I believe that deep in the heart of every Christian business person, there is a restless yearning to be significant. To make a mark, to have an impact, to accomplish something of importance. Yet, while that yearning is hardwired into the biology of most of us, it takes on a new shape and deeper dimension when we become a Christian, because now we see the world differently, and we recognize that we live within a spiritual realm of which we were previously unaware. That yearning, which was previously focused on accomplishment and power and recognition, now generally morphs into a yearning to impact people spiritually. We recognize that when we touch a person and nudge them closer to a relationship with God, our actions can have eternal consequences. Significance, then, for a Christian business person becomes defined by the people we impact as opposed to the accomplishments we check off in a worldly sense. That yearning for spiritual significance grows, I believe, with age and maturity. There's a time in our lives when we're just too busy to give much space to the idea. Jobs, kids, spouses, all the tactical issues which fill our day and occupy our time and drain off our energy. Those things leave little room for the contemplation of deeper issues. But as we grow and we mature and slowly settle that urgent clamor in our lives, we naturally free up space to allow our deeper cravings to bubble to the surface. We see this phenomena often in the people around us. It's common for accomplished business people to begin to give their earnings away when they're in their 60s and 70s. They fund charities, they endow universities, they invest in the arts. Christian business people often become in nonprofits. They donate to the ministries that catch their eye, and they become more active in religious boards and meetings. These common efforts have a foundation in an idea that significance is found in something else. In other words, we made our money here, but we need to give it to there to achieve some level of significance. We may have been successful here, but to be significant, we have to invest time and money there. For the Christian, there is often defined by some effort of the institutional church system. So in order to feel some sense of significance, we donate time and money to the organizations that appeal to us. The idea is, of course, fully supported by the benefactors of our impulses, the people who make their living from institutions, denominations, and ministries who rely on that completed impulse to provide their livelihood. Naturally, then, those who have a vested interest in proliferating the idea that significance is there and not here do, in fact, proliferate it. We hear it supported, sometimes tacitly and sometimes overtly, in the sermons we hear from the pulpits on Sundays and the conversations we have with like-minded people with whom we interact during the week. The idea of significance being there, then, takes on the status of unquestioned truth, an idea so universally accepted that no one would even think to question it. It's like our unquestioned acceptance of the 40,000 plus denominations in evangelical Christianity, in spite of the clear, unambiguous condemnation of this situation in the Bible. In spite of the negative impact on millions of people, we just accept it without question. Situation is too big, too universally accepted for any one person to question. I'm a guy who questions things. You know that by now. So, here's a question. What if significance were not found there? What if they were here the whole time? What if significance were not found there? What if, instead of significance being something we strove for in our later years, and we understood almost always involved something or somewhere else, what if we realized that significance was right here in the here and now. What if we realized that significance is not a matter of some future donation, but rather a function of a present shift of attitude and intention? Well then, we would realize that we are right now in the place we're in, the jobs we have and the businesses we run, and we are significant. Significance is not something to strive for in the future. It bubbles up out of a transformed view of our circumstances today. Now, while you contemplate that possibility, let's dig in a little deeper. The Oxford Dictionary defines significance this way, quote, the quality of being worthy of attention or importance, end quote. Merriam-Webster defines it like this, quote, a quality or aspect of having great worth implies a quality or character that should mark a thing as important, but that is not self-evident or may not be recognized. So let's look at Scripture. With that understanding tucked into the back of our minds, let's see what the Bible has to say. And again, I'm going to read here Colossians 4:23. Colossians 4:23, quote, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for men, since you know that you'll receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you're serving, end quote. Now, according to that scripture, our work and our business falls into the category of, quote, whatever you do. And as such, they're so important, of such consequence, that we do that when we do them with the right motives and strive to do them well, the Lord himself will reward us with an inheritance for our effort. It is Christ who tells us our work is important, of consequence, and significant. So significant, in fact, that he will personally reward us with an inheritance. In spite of all the conversation otherwise, Scripture clearly indicates that significance comes from the attitudes and actions relative to the here and now, not something to strive for later. If you want to be significant, realize that you already are. Here's another verse, 1 Peter 2, verse 9. Quote, But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. End quote. What could be of greater significance, of more importance, of greater consequence than being God's special possession, chosen by him, made holy, raised to the level of royalty, and provided direct access to him? You know, there are multiple other verses with some more themes. The point is this: if you're looking for significance, look around you and change your view. Significance is not out there. Significance is right here. Now, if you're really interested in significance, you're going to need a little bit of help, because the world around us, be it the world of the religious establishment or the world, the worldly world around us, is not going to provide you the resources that you need. So if you're looking for content, ideas and teachings and so on, and you're looking for connections with like-minded people, that's what we have to offer in the XI community. XI stands for Excellence and Influence. And it is a online community dedicated to helping its members achieve excellence and influence. So I'm going to put a little link in the show notes. You can check it out. Check the webpage out. It's the community. I mean, I personally run the community and post there pretty regularly. So I'm just going to suggest you seriously consider an investment, probably about the cost of a lunch, a nice lunch during the month, to put yourself in a place where you can avail yourself of great content and connections with like-minded people. Okay? That's it. We're done. Bye-bye. Okay? That's it. We're done. Bye-bye.